Look, La Liga has a Barcelona problem right now, and I'm not talking about their finances or referee conspiracies or any of that stuff. I'm talking about something way more serious. This Barcelona team, they've scored in 53 straight matches. That's the longest scoring streak in the entire history of the club, not just this season. And here's the thing that should worry everyone.
I've got a lot of time for what Hansi Flick has done at Barcelona. It's brilliant to watch if you're a neutral. But that's the second time I've heard them this season talk about defensive stability. The first time was after they played Celta Vigo away, where they should have been 3 or 4-0 down certainly after 45 minutes. They were not, and they went on to win the game because they got these superstars up front.
They're not even at full strength yet. They have 11 more points than at this exact stage last season. Like Real Madrid thought they killed this team back in October, right? They won the Clásico, went 5 points clear. Everyone was saying Barcelona are finished. But since that loss, 7 straight wins in La Liga, and suddenly they're 4 points clear at the top. So what happened? How did Hansi Flick turn this around? And why should the rest of La Liga be genuinely terrified right now? Alright, so let's go back to October 26th. Santiago Bernabeu. Barcelona lose the Clásico. Mbappe scores.
What a pass that is to find Kylian Mbappe, who's through on goal. Mbappe!
Bellingham scores.
Militao with a header, and Bellingham all on his own in the 6-yard.
Real Madrid go 5 points clear. And I remember watching that game thinking, okay, this might be it for Barcelona this season, you know? The narratives were brutal. They got destroyed 4-1 by Sevilla. PSG beat them in the Champions League. Everyone, and I mean everyone, was writing them off. But here's what nobody saw coming. That loss didn't break them, it actually woke them up. Because since that Clásico, Barcelona have been perfect in La Liga. Not good, perfect. 7 wins out of 7, 21 points from 21 possible, and they've scored 21 goals in those 7 matches. Like, they're not just winning, they're absolutely destroying teams. And you know what's crazy? Everyone keeps saying this Barcelona team is worse than last season, right? But the numbers tell a completely different story. After 17 games last season, they had 38 points and had scored 40 goals. This season at the same stage, 43 points and 49 goals. They're literally better. 14 more points than at the same stage last year, but they look shaky defensively. Yeah, because half the squad has been injured. Joan Garcia, Rafinha, Gavi, Balde, Yamal, Ferran Torres, Fermin Lopez, Dani Olmo, Lewandowski, all of them have missed significant time this season. So despite this injury crisis that would have buried most teams, Barcelona survived. And now that players are coming back, that's when it gets really interesting. Now, speaking of Flick, what he's done to turn this around is actually pretty fascinating. Because after the Clásico, Barcelona had problems everywhere. Like, everywhere. The defence was a mess. They'd conceded in 10 straight matches. The high line that worked so well last season was getting exposed. And when Inigo Martinez left in the summer, the whole defensive structure just fell apart. But Flick didn't panic. He just kept experimenting. He tried Araujo and Cubarsí, then Eric Garcia and Cubarsí. Nothing really clicked. And then he pulled out this solution that nobody saw coming. Gerard Martin as a centre-back. I know it sounds weird, right? A left-back playing centre-back, but somehow it worked. Martin's left foot allows Cubarsí to play on his natural side. And here's the genius part. It freed up Eric Garcia to drop into midfield as a defensive pivot. More disciplined than Frenkie de Jong, more positionally aware. And listen to this. Eric Garcia has played in every single official match this season, all 24 games. The only Barcelona player to do that, whether as a centre-back, right-back or defensive midfielder, he delivers every single time. Against Osasuna, they kept their first clean sheet in 6 matches, and I don't think that's a coincidence at all. But the defence was only half the battle. Flick also had to resurrect the attack, and this is where it gets really good. Lewandowski, who everyone said was finished, washed, too old, right? Since coming back from injury, 4 goals in 3 matches, 8 goals this season, still putting the ball in the net like it's nothing. Marcus Rashford. This guy came on loan from Manchester United with his confidence completely destroyed, and Flick just gave him freedom. 6 goals, 9 assists in 16 matches, 15 direct goal contributions. He's literally been Barcelona's most productive player. Not Yamal, not Lewandowski, Rashford. And get this, he's one of only 6 players across Europe's top 5 leagues with 5 or more goals and 5 or more assists in all competitions this season. Then there's Fermin Lopez. Went from promising academy kid to an absolute beast. 7 goals and 4 assists. He's everywhere, making runs, shooting from distance, arriving in the box at perfect time. times. When Flick refused to let him leave in the summer, people questioned it. Now, he looks like the best midfielder at the club. But the real masterpiece of what Flick did, it's what he did with Lamine Yamal. After the Clásico, Yamal was all over the place mentally. His comments to Ibai went viral. His performance at the Bernabeu was poor. The pressure was getting to him. And Flick basically sat him down and said, look, you need to grow up. Made him play for the team instead of trying to do everything himself. And the change was immediate, like immediate. Since the Clásico, Yamal has played 5 matches and delivered 5 goal contributions. And he's looked like the most dangerous player on the pitch every single time. When this kid is locked in mentally, I genuinely think he's the best player in the world right now. And he's 18 years old. But wait, because the scariest part for everyone else isn't even what's happened so far. It's who just came back from injury. Actually, before we get to Rafinha, we need to talk about someone who's been absolutely crucial. Juan Garcia, the best signing of the season, without any doubt. This guy has been spectacular. Against Villarreal alone, 5 saves, completed 15 passes, hit 100% of his long balls, made 9 recoveries, his 6th clean sheet of the season. But here's what makes him so important. With Juan Garcia in goal, Barca face fewer shots, concede fewer goals, recover more balls, complete more passes, take more shots, and score more goals. Flick's team becomes far more organised when Garcia is in goal. Conceding less gives calmness to the defensive system, and that allows Barcelona to play better and get better results. He's the undisputed owner of the Barcelona goal this season, a goalkeeper for the present and very clearly for the future. So Rafinha is back, and I need you to understand what that means for Barcelona. Like, really understand. Last season, this guy had 60 goal contributions. Let me say that again, 60, 26 assists and 34 goals. He was playing like the best player on the planet. He destroyed Real Madrid multiple times. He got a hat-trick against Bayern Munich wearing the captain's armband. He was genuinely unplayable. And then the football world just disrespected him. He finished 5th in the Ballon d'Or. 5th. Didn't even make the FIFA Pro Best 11. These are awards where players and coaches vote, and they left him out, for guys like Cole Palmer and Jude Bellingham. So Rafinha came into this season with something to prove, and then injuries hit and he was out for months. Barcelona was struggling without him. You could just see it, you know? The intensity wasn't there, the pressing wasn't the same, but now he's back. Against Osasuna, 2 goals. The pressing is back. Those vertical runs that nobody else in the squad can make, they're back. And what I love about Rafinha is that his energy is contagious. When he sprints, everyone else wants to sprint with him. He doesn't just play well individually, he makes the entire team better. But it's not just about Rafinha by himself. It's about what happens when you put Rafinha and Yamal on the pitch together. They're like perfect opposites. Yamal creates chaos, Rafinha punishes it. Watch what happens in games. Yamal gets the ball and defenders just panic. They collapse on him. 2 players, sometimes 3, sometimes 4. They're so scared of what he can do that they literally gang up on him. And when they do that, Rafinha is there, in the space they just left behind, unmarked, ready to absolutely destroy them. Rafinha makes a run, drags defenders with him, then cuts it back to Yamal, who suddenly has all this space. They're yin and yang. They're 10 years apart, but they play like they've been together forever. Now add Pedri into this mix, finding Rafinha's runs with these perfect passes. Add Lewandowski, who can still dominate any box in Europe. Add Firmin making chaos between the lines. Add Rashford with his pace and set pieces. This attacking setup is honestly unfair. Barcelona are the only team in Europe's top 5 leagues with 4 different players who have scored 5 or more league goals. The only one. Ferran Torres has 11, Lewandowski has 8, Yamal has 7, Rafinha has 7, and here's what's crazy, we still haven't seen them at full strength for more than like 2 or 3 games in a row. But even with that, Hansi Flick's Barcelona closed 2025 with 169 goals in 60 matches. That's an average of 2.67 goals per game, the best scoring record in the club's history without Messi. This is the 5th most prolific Barcelona team ever, and in the 4 better records, Messi was in the squad. So here's where we are right now. Barcelona are top of La Liga, 4 points clear. They've scored in 53 consecutive games. They've put up 100 league goals in the 2025 calendar year. That's only the 2nd time they've done that without Messi. They just won 7 straight after everyone said they were finished. They just got their best player back from injury. They just fixed their defensive issues. And get this, they've won 8 consecutive La Liga matches by a margin of at least 2 goals. That matches their best run since 2017. And the most important part of the season is starting right now. Real Madrid thought they'd broken this team in October. Instead, they just gave Hansi Flick the motivation to build something absolutely absolutely terrifying, because that's what Barcelona are when everyone is healthy. When Juan Garcia is in goal, when Pedri is controlling the game, when Rafinha and Yamal are playing together, when Lamine is making those runs, when Lewandowski is finishing chances, when the defense is actually solid. They don't just beat you, they embarrass you. 4 goals, 5 goals, 6 goals, and they make it look easy. La Liga has a Barcelona problem, and the problem is simple. When this team is clicking, nobody can stop them. Not Real Madrid with their identity crisis and fractured dressing room, not Atletico, nobody. Last season, Barcelona scored 174 goals and won everything domestically. This season, they're on pace to do it again, and with the way they've been playing since that Clásico loss, they might actually be even better this time around. The rest of La Liga better hope Barcelona slip up somewhere, because if this team stays healthy, if Juan Garcia keeps making saves, if Rafinha and Yamal keep this form, if Flick's adjustments keep working, the league might already be over, and we're only in December. Hansi Flick woke up the monster, and now it's fully healthy and absolutely unstoppable. Real Madrid wanted to bury them. Instead, they created their own nightmare.
Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting contents.